Aloha family and friends, Scott Sommer here, holistic practitioner. So in this video, we're going to be talking about attitude. And attitude, I always say, determines altitude. The first thing you should always start out with every day is a great attitude. And so I always love starting with prayer. First thing in the morning, whatever you might believe, might be meditation, clearing your mind. But I would say just starting with a good positive intention and focus on what you want to accomplish for the day. And I just call it listening carefully, to what you're supposed to be doing for inspiration and direction. And so, we all know that it's easy to get into a bad attitude, right? Where you get kind of upset about things and become negative. And unfortunately, we know that the mind really controls the body. So people that have a negative attitude over the years, I've noticed they have a lot of pain in their body. They have pain in their muscles and their joints, and they don't feel well. They don't have good energy. They definitely don't have good energy, and they actually even look tired. They start to look different than other people that are happy and alive. And so attitude really does determine altitude. So I'm going to teach a couple techniques that I use. And one is what I call neutral mind. So the first thing we need to do to be able to create a good attitude is start out with a neutral mind. So if you wake up first thing in the morning or even throughout the day and you start to panic, and especially in this crazy world right now that's going on globally, it's real easy to start to lean towards panic or fear. And so really what it is, most of what we worry about is worry and fear. So we really don't have to worry. I always feel like, if we have a plan, so if you have a plan to have a good attitude and look for the positive, look for the blessings throughout the day, that will just change everything. It will change your day. You could literally it's almost like the day can change, right? Like in the morning, if you wake up, it's kind of cloudy outside. This is the analogy, right? Then literally, before you know it, at noontime, the sun comes out. And all of a sudden, the clouds separate. So that's exactly what you can do. You can kind of create the sun by, allowing good, positive affirmations or ideas or thoughts to come into your mind. And then I feel like those thoughts will eventually sink into your heart, and then they will reflect really your beingness of who you are. But so many times we're missing that aspect, because we don't really feel happy and we don't feel positive. And so therefore we're not positive. Our body reflects that, in a negative way. You can almost tell when somebody kind of, looks down, like I'm noticing this currently in the status of today, in the world when I watch people shop at the store. They're in a frenzy and they're looking down and they're not looking up at the sky and all the positive things that are going on in the world still today, that they're still alive and things are still pretty darn good, that we live in this country and what we have and all the blessings and our families and a friend, right? So there's so many great things to look forward to. So when you wake up in the morning, make sure you say a prayer or meditate or whatever it might be. And then I suggest that you pray or you meditate until you clear your mind. And I call it a neutral mind. So it's really like you just stay empty like a cup. One of my professors, teachers in Eastern Medical School used to say, you really should come to class as an empty cup, a vessel, ready to catch the inspiration, the learning. But if you come and start the day full of fear, then your cup is already full. And you have no room for anything else, for sunshine or positive events or even a positive experience that could be happening to you in the middle of the day. So it's important that you empty your cup in the beginning of each day, clear your mind, and don't worry about what could happen, what should happen, what may happen, because that's worrying about the future. Or a lot of people too spend a lot of time in the past, like an old bad movie or a bad dream. People are constantly looking back sometimes at the past, wishing they could have changed it, could have done something different. So all of these aspects of attitude affect us greatly. So basically, once you say your prayer or you meditate, and you clear your mind. Then after all of that's over, then you set a clear, intention, is what I call it, which is kind of like, it's so strong, like your feeling about how you want the day to go is so strong. It's sort of like hopping on a bull or a horse and you hold on tight. So that horse is going to be, 3 major words of how you want to be for the day, because you can only control yourself. That's true. Let me repeat that again. You can only control yourself, nobody else. You can control how you react, how you think, how you feel, and how you respond. So if you have 3 words that are positive for the day, it might be, that you want to be exceptionally caring today, or maybe you want to be insightful, or maybe you want to be extremely wise in your decisions. Then take those 3 words and keep repeating them to yourself about how you want to be. And then with this said, then you can actually have strong intentions like riding a horse, and you can just anchor yourself on those words and on those intentions and on those prayers so that the rest of your day will ride smoothly. And even if the horse tries to buck you off as far as things that could happen around you throughout your day, you can remain focused and stable on the horse, the journey, or the positive affirmations that you create yourself under inspiration, if it be prayer or meditation. And so then I want to show you how to achieve a neutral mind. So if you go ahead and take your middle finger and you put it on the middle of your bridge of your nose, right where glasses would sit, you should basically bend your knees and stand as straight as possible with your spine, but bending your knees comfortably. And this would indicate that your body should not sway forward or backward. So if for some reason I started to think about the past, first thing in the morning I said, I can't believe what I did yesterday. And maybe that's the way I started my morning, right? And then what would happen is when you do this with your finger, I would lean backwards, indicating that I'm thinking about something in the past. Okay? It really works. This works for other things too, but it's a form of kinesiology, the testing of the body electrical system through a muscle. And then now the other way is that I might be worried about the future. I could say, I sure hope that this doesn't happen at the office. Or, that would sure be terrible if this happened later on in the future. So then if that happened and I tested myself, then I would sway forward. So I promise you that if you practice this, just throw something out there where thinking something negative for the future, like I hope this doesn't happen to me, like I hope I don't get in a car accident or whatever, something bad happens to my family, whatever that might be. So you want to make sure that you stay neutral. So neutral is very hard for people to do. Neutral means that you just observe and feel your surroundings of where you are. You're just in touch with your body, your hands are to your side, you're breathing deep and slow through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and you're doing some of the Qigong breathing we talked about earlier. So you would basically just barely hear yourself, you wouldn't hear yourself breathing at all. And hold it, and then finally exhale through your mouth. And so this would allow you to get in touch with your body and have a neutral attitude, a neutral mind. So I invite you to teach these principles to other people. Make sure they watch the video as well, and make sure that you apply them on a daily basis. So start your day with a positive attitude. Pick 3 words that will represent what your day will be like: vibrant, alive, full of energy, clear. Maybe you want some clarity. So if you use those words, you can choose them. You can create the day that you want in yourself with prayer and with meditation. So all I suggest is that you keep repeating those words throughout the day and stay focused on what you want to achieve in that day. Hold on like a horse and don't let go. So for now, I invite you to have a positive attitude. And if you don't feel positive, start hanging around people that are positive, Watch positive videos like we offer here on our membership program. Watch a funny movie. Just try to stay positive by staying around positive things. If you get to the point where you're tired of the news, tired of negativity, then don't listen to it. Then just surround yourself with positive things, because there are so many positive things always going on in the world. No matter how challenging the world will be or can be, you can always find something positive in your day to enjoy, to be grateful for. And I say that gratitude is the attitude. It is the best attitude you could ever have for any of us. Because once you become grateful every day for the top 10 things that you have and what you've been given, then everything else is really little or insignificant to everything else. Because we all have something, at least 10 things every day we could be grateful for. So make sure you write in your journal for the things you're grateful for. Don't miss out on the miracles of life on a daily basis, because each one of us witnesses a miracle every day. But we have to be aware, we have to stay neutral, and otherwise if we fall into a bad attitude, then we could miss the miracle of life on a daily basis. So for now, I hope you learned something. Stay positive and be well. Mahalo.